Q3 clarified the industrial market in Burlington, not with chaos, with logic. The quarter separated buildings that work from buildings that cause work. And tenants made their stance very clear. They're done paying good money for buildings that slow them down. If the loading and power work and the layout was ideal, the deal moved. If not, the space sat. No drama, no panic, just the market correcting after 5 years of noise. Here's the no-nonsense Q3 Burlington breakdown. Where lease rates landed, how sale pricing is being underwritten now, what leased fast, what stayed invisible, where we're headed into Q4 and even 2026, and why upgrading for Industry 4.0 isn't optional anymore. Let's get to it. Burlington sits at roughly 24 million square feet of industrial inventory. We're a capacity-limited market, not a build-your-own industrial park suburb. That means new supply is slow. Most leasing happens within existing stock. Functionality drives velocity and price. In Q3, businesses weren't chasing square footage. They were chasing operational efficiency and cost control. Let's talk numbers, and for context, I'll compare them to last year. In Q3 2024, functional space was leasing in that 17 to 18.5 per square foot range. Fast forward to Q3 2025, and the story splits. Good buildings edged upward, tired buildings flattened out or slipped. Here's the reality on the ground. Functional small to mid-bay space, roughly 7,500 to 25,000 square feet, now lands between 1,650 and 1,750 net average. Space with decent power and good loading in that 25,000 to 50,000 square foot category, they're now achieving 1,825 to 2,050 net average, about $1 higher than last year. Legacy product, the low clear, awkward loading, underpowered type of asset, is sitting around 1,375 to 1,550 net, basically flat, somewhat down 50 cents. TMI is still competitive, averaging at 425 to 525 a square foot. And to be clear, landlords didn't win deals by dropping price. They competed on execution, not the face rent. Free rent was strategic, not generous. TI allowances became the currency of control. And creative reconfigurations saved more deals than discounts did. This wasn't the quarter of bargain hunting, it was the quarter of smartly structured leases. Sales, they didn't vanish, they matured. Q3 2025 sale pricing varied depending on product. Functional 10 to 40,000 square feet buildings, 310 to 370 a foot. Small bay industrial condos held strong at 390 to 455 a square foot. Single tenant with rollover risk, they were discounted at 10 to 15% unless lease stability was clear. Investor math realigned, cap rates remained consistent at 5.5 to 6.5%. Vacancy and downtime was modeled in, not ignored. Financing, lenders want actual business plan, not vibes. Owner users drove most sales, chasing control, not discounts. For them, owning the building is the hedge against volatility and the foundation for modernization. Availability is hovering around 6%, about 1% higher than last year. No new construction came to market in Q3 2025. Of that vacancy, though, 60,000 square feet of that is sublease, similar to last year. The change was in selection, not price. High occupancy rates meant tenants are looking for efficiency, so they're going in smart and right sizing is the result. Functional space was snapped up quickly. Large bays, efficient loading docks, advantageous ceiling heights, and power all ruled the day. Buildings with loading, power, or yard confusion lagged and even stalled. The market didn't get cheaper, it got strategic. Full redevelopments, still slow, still costly. But strategic upgrades, that's where the ROI will show up. Going forward, landlords who invest in Industry 4.0 readiness and upgrades will be winning the leasing race. The highest ROI upgrades, electrical and capacity distribution. Partner early with Burlington Hydro for power upgrades and panel expansion. Data connectivity and infrastructure, dual fiber lines, 5G prep, and sensor network capability, that's now a leasing filter. Envelope and roof upgrades, energy efficiency and solar readiness, that equals higher valuation. Lighting and automation integration. LED retrofits tied to motion sensors and smart controls reduce operating costs and tour time. Dock flow and truck circulation. Reconfiguring, widening turn radius, and if possible adding loading doors will still pay back fast. Spec office modernization. Tech-friendly layouts and clean finishes cut negotiation friction in half. Heck, even a coat of fresh paint will bring that space out of the 80s. Clean, even-surfaced yards, paint, and visible improvements still set the tone, but don't stop there. Going forward, considering every dollar upgrade should really point toward Industry 4.0 functionality, not just lipstick. All right, crystal ball territory here. Going forward into 2026, the market has spoken. Net rents are scheduled to hold. Buyers will still move with caution, of course, but also with purpose. Effective rents are won by execution and smart concessions. Tenants choosing efficiency over ego. Investors chasing buildings that work, not ones that look impressive. Landlords, start upgrading for Industry 4.0 or accept slower velocity. The Burlington market doesn't reward potential anymore, it rewards performance. Buildings that enable productivity lead, those that rely on excuses, they lag. The market sorted itself out and it's not emotional, it's efficient. We may be geographically center ice, but that doesn't mean we automatically win that draw. Speed, power readiness, and collaboration with Hydro in the region will decide who gets the next wave of users. If you're a landlord with a building that's almost there, a tenant looking for space that supports operations, or an investor who understands that this market now runs on competence, not hype, then we should talk. If your building isn't Industry 4.0 ready, or you don't know what that means, we should talk today. I'm that commercial realtor, built for business, backed by data, negotiating with bite. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell me. Now that you know, what are you going to do about it?